But in Turkey, its currency is crashing. It's now at a record low against the dollar. Authorities there have already spent billions of US dollars to prop it up, but to no avail. Ask Daniel Lacalle, chief economist at Treasis, about it. Daniel, great to see you as always.
Thank you very much. Always a pleasure.
Daniel, Erdogan in Turkey seems to be in a little bit of trouble. Do you think that the lira will continue to drop? And if it does, what's the significance for Turkey and perhaps the rest of the world?
It's a situation that we have seen a few times before, actually. The Turkish lira weakens because the central bank is burning through the foreign exchange reserves. Capital is not reaching the country, foreign capital, and also the revenues from tourism. And at the same time, the central bank is massively increasing money supply in order to finance the bloated government spending, increase in subsidies, massive levels of entitlements and different programs that the government is implementing in local currency. So what ends up happening is that the weakness of the lira relative to the US dollar, which is actually something that has been going on for a long while, is sometimes stopped because of capital controls, as we saw last year. But in reality, the problem remains is that the level of money printing is absolutely unparalleled.
And what is this significant? What exactly happens if a currency, and I'm not sure if you think the lira will get this bad, but what happens exactly once a currency does continue to drop?
Well, there are a few things that happen. We first see that the domestic investors, domestic savers, households reject the local currency. Most domestic transactions are done in the black market with some form of dollarization or in euros. They try to avoid the local currency. So the currency depreciates further because there's no confidence in it. We have seen this as well, for example, in Argentina. We have seen it in Iran. But what happens usually is that the central bank continues to increase money supply dramatically in order to finance the government spending. And it becomes an almost self-fulfilling prophecy. The central bank increases money supply, capital controls are implemented, more tightness of regulation is included. All of those factors make foreign investment not arrive in the country, and you see capital flights actually from domestic savers and investors, and the domestic investors reject the local currency. So what the government needs to do is to abandon capital flights, to improve transparency and improve investor confidence, and return to a normalized level of in which the peg of the lira is actually a realistic one, not one that is enforced by the central bank through aggressive policies that disguise the reality.
And of course, central banks around the world now will need to keep note with all of the quantitative easing that we've seen and going against some of your monetary advice. Daniel, I really appreciate it. Thanks for your time.
Thank you very much.